worshiper, lover of leaving. Come, whoever you are. This isn't a caravan of despair. And it doesn't matter if you've broken your vows 1,000 times before. Come and come yet again. Come, whoever you are. Wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Come, whoever you are. This isn't a caravan of despair. And it doesn't matter if you've broken your vows 1,000 times before. Come and come yet again. Come and come yet again. Come and come yet again. Welcome, everyone. It's not quite 2 o'clock, but I think we're ready to start anyway. So,
It is 2 o'clock.
now it's 2 o'clock. Here we go. So welcome, oh, friends from far and wide, dear friends. Good to see you all. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful occasion of the convergence of Rumi's Earth and the solstice, the winter solstice and the summer solstice, depending on where you are, and all these holidays that get celebrated of Christmas and Kwanzaa and Hanukkah, and celebration of the inner light that is always rising. So thank you for joining us. I'd like to invite everybody to begin with the invocation. So if you would, first of all, just to feel yourself being completely present. Feel your breath opening inside you. You can feel the flow of the breath in and out. And also feel your feet and your body connected to Earth, this beautiful planet that we are part of, and that is holding all of us, no matter if we're next door to each other or far across the oceans. This same beautiful Earth holds all of us. And if we put our feet on that Earth, we can feel that connection to life, to how we're all here together.
And feel the one breath breathing all of us.
And feel the pulse of your own heart. And from this big heart connection, let's say the invocation. We'll say it in English first.
Toward the one, the perfection of love, harmony and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who form the embodiment of the Master, the Spirit of guidance.
And now let's go to Russia, and our friend Aliela will share it in Russian.
К единому, совершенству любви, гармонии и красоты, к единственно сущему, объединяясь со всеми просветленными душами, которые образуют воплощение Мастера, путеводный дух.
Thank you. I see our friends from Germany, Baraka and Jalaluddin, are here. Would you say it in German, please? Thank you.
Unmute.
Dem einen entgegen, der Vollkommenheit, der Liebe, der Harmonie und der Schönheit, dem einzig Seienden, vereint mit all den erleuchteten Seelen, die den Meister, den Geist der Führung verkörpern.
Okay, let's go to New Zealand and our friend Wendy. Maima.
Maori.
Kia ora. E mihi ana ki te kotahitanga pure, ko ia hoki he tino taumata o te aroha, o te whakaro tahi, me te ātāhua. Kāre he tangata ko atu ia, I whakakotahitia ki ngā wairua tūrama katoa. Ko rātou nei te whakatinanatanga o rātou kua wheturangitia o te ngākau arataku.
I see. Asaf, could you do it in Italian? Would you please unmute?
Verso l'uno, la perfezione di amore, armonia e bellezza. L'unico essere, uniti a tutte le anime illuminate che formano l'incarnazione del messaggero, lo spirito della guida.
Thank you. And Noshin, would you share in Farsi, please?
سوی آن یگانه او که کمال عشق زیبایی و هماهنگی است او که با تمام روح‌های اشراقی یکی شده است و تجلی ذات است آن روح راهنما آمین
Amen. And Aliye, please.
Toward the one, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who form the embodiment of the Master, the Spirit of guidance.
And all together.
Bismillah,
Rahman, Rahim. So we'd like to continue beginning. You know, what we're doing is really a verb. It's always happening, and we invite you to kind of fully participate in the practice of what we're doing is just opening ourselves to this moment, to the blessings that flow through wherever you are, whatever's happening, to breathe into this moment. And we want to continue with this word, beautiful invocation of astaghfirullah, purifying our heart, letting go of whatever can be let go of, and softening that place that opens and brings us into the pure presence of the one. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. And we can just feel the crescent of our heart that is receptive and open, present. Astaghfirullah, 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 Allah, astaghfirullah, 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 Allah. Everything that doesn't serve you, just stop for Allah. Washing yourself clean, polishing your heart. Allah.
Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah,
Let's make this beautiful sound. Ooh, sound. Feeling your breath blowing right through the reed of your own heart. Amen, amen. So we've invited many of our friends to share today. Of course, we invite all of you to share together here with what we're doing and participate fully. And
we have a very special guest who's going to share shortly. We have been graced, Halim and I, by our good dear friend John Parsons, Khalik, to be part of the Great Mother Conference that John has brought us to many, many times. And John is about to share, Khalik is about to share a poem from Rumi, but also following him, we are going to be gifted with the voice of our friend Coleman Barks,
sharing a poem,
who's going to be giving some teachings on Rumi and where this poetry comes from, and also sharing a poem. So
we begin with you, Khalik.
Khalik, you're going to start a festival here. Start a bonfire.
Okay. There is some kiss we want with our whole lives. The touch of spirit on the body. Seawater begs the pearl to break the shell. And the lily, how passionately it needs some wild darling. At night, I open the window and ask the moon to come and press its face against mine. Breathe into me, close the language door, and open the love window. The moon won't use the door, only the window.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Now we invite the voice of Coleman Barks to bless us.
You notice that a lot of the poems of Hafez that Robert read yesterday began with the pronoun we. We are this, we are that. These are poems that Rumi and Hafez wrote are communal poems. They're not personal. They come out of the work that was being done with a community of people who were trying to open the heart. And this is a poem by Rumi that celebrates that, the being within a loving community. kind of a nice thing, is it not? We are a warm spell that comes in a relentless winter. We are the sun. Music maestro. We are a warm spell that comes in a relentless winter. We are the sun with all the different kinds of light. We are wind. Doves, when they call coo, where, are looking for us. Doves, when they call coo, where, are looking for us. Nightingales and parrots change their perches, hoping to be nearer to us. Word of us reached the fish. They swerved and leapt. Waves of that stirring keep coming in. The soul has been given its own ears to hear things mind does not understand. In the great spirit world, Muhammad's name is called with his 4 friends, Abu Bakr, Omar, Uthman, and Ali. Those are our names too. We have come out of slavery with bales of sugar cane. We have come out of slavery with bales of sugar cane. No need to mention Egypt. The sweetness of how we talk together. The sweetness of how we talk together is what we crush and bring the world.
I love that line. The soul has its own ears. Was that it?
The soul has been given its own ears to hear things that mind does not understand.
That was the voice of Robert Bly, and there they were together when they were sharing that. Thank you.
The sweetness of how we talk to each other is what we share. This is a community of heart, and we invite Shakti and Tamal to take us forward in our community of heart. Blessing of the light.
Thank you. It is the honor of my life to be a part of this Sangha with much gratitude. As we celebrate Rumi, it's also time for another celebration on the earth, as we know. It's the solstice. And the solstice means sun stands still, whether it's the winter or the summer solstice. It's a moment to pause before a grand transition. The pause in midwinter is before the rebirth of the sun, after darkness has slowly taken over much of our days. And the summer solstice is a celebration of the sun in all of its fullness and glory before it begins to diminish again. Traditional cultures all over the world imagined at the winter solstice that the sun needed human consciousness to help it make it through the darkest hour. Hence, we celebrate by lighting bonfires and candles and bringing a tree from the earth into our home and glowing it with lights. As above, so below. These are not simply the dark days of winter, but the dark times for all of humanity. As we feel physically separated from one another, left in the dark, with the worldwide troubles, there's no better time to come together and light a candle, read an inspired poem, and sing in the midst of the darkness. And as Rumi said, don't turn away. Keep your gaze on the wounded place, for that's where the light enters you. So whether you have a candle near you or not, you might want to bring it forward. And if you don't, you can ignite the flame in your heart. So let's light this candle together. For in facing the darkness together, we reignite the divine spark of life we each carry. The light of our soul is connected to the song of the earth, to the soul of the universe, and the light of God that illuminates us all. And only in the darkest of nights is when the stars shine the brightest. We're going to lead you in a chant, and we're going to put the words in the chat bar. This is a traditional pagan chant that we integrated with O Amma, which is the mother, the divine great mother. So you're welcome to join us in your own home. Night is returning. Even though this is the darkest hour, no one can hold back the dawn. Let's keep it burning. Let's keep the light of hope alive. Make safe our journey through the storm. Oh, Amma, 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 oh, Amma. Even though this is the darkest hour, no one can hold back the dawn. Let's keep it burning. Let's keep the light of hope alive. Make safe our journey through the storm. Oh, Amma, 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 oh, Keep the light burning, friends.
Beautiful friends, thank you for all gathering here. My name is Nushin, and I will be sharing a few initial verses from the Mathnavi, or as we say in Farsi, Masnavi poem by Rumi. And I will start it in English and finish in Farsi. In the name of God, the most merciful, the compassionate. Listen to this reed, how it tells a tale, complaining of separations, saying, ever since I was parted from the reed bed, my lament has caused man and woman to moan. I want a bosom torn by severance, that I may unfold the pain of love desire. Everyone who is left far from his source wishes back the time when he was united with it. In every company I uttered my grieving cry. I consorted with the unhappy and with them that rejoice. Everyone became my friend from his own opinion. None sought out my secrets from within me. My secret is not far from my complaint, but ear and eye lack the light. Body is not veiled from soul, or soul from body, yet none is permitted to see the soul. This noise of the reed is fire, it is not wind. Whoever has not this fire, may he be nothing. It is the fire of love that is in the reed. It is the fervor of love that is in the wine. And now we will hear it in Farsi, and you can see the Persian calligraphy image on your screens as well. بشنو ای نی چون حکایت می کند، از جدایی ها شکایت می کند، کز نیستان تا مرا ببریده اند، در نفیرم مرد و زن نالیده اند. سینه خواهم شرح از فراق، تا بگویم شرح درد اشتیاق. هر کسی کو دور ماند از نسل خویش، باز جوید روزگار وصل خویش. من به هر جمعیتی نالان شدم، جفت بدحالان و خوشحالان شدم. هر کسی از ضمن خود شد یار من، از درون من نجست اسرار من. سر من از ناله من دور نیست، لیک چشم و گوش را آن نور نیست. تن ز جان و جان ز تن مستور نیست، لیک کس را دید جان دستور نیست. آتش است این بانگ نای و نیست باد، هر که این آتش ندارد نیست باد. آتش عشق است کان در نی فتاد، جوشش عشق است کان در می فتاد. آمین.
І шкала, мабуть, лила, Love to all of you.
Ooh. I've already cried so many tears of joy. Thank you so much for letting me join you. As Mavlana once said, I wonder if you're really my friend now, or if you're just trying to get me to spill my secrets. And I replied, who is tricking who, my friend of the friend? Who is tricking who? Allahu Allah, Allahu Allah. Join me. Allahu Allah, 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 Allahu Allah. Who. I'm just waiting to moment to see. We have a few slides. Here we go. Mashallah. So I have my headset on because it's the 747th anniversary of the Urs of Mevlana, Jalaluddin Rumi, and I figured I should just put on my co-pilot headset. But before we go on our trip, place a dervish on your left and an angel on your right, and who. Before you, you have Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And that little dot underneath the B on the left-hand side reminds me of the dot in our computer. And they say that the whole of the Quran is actually in the dot of this verse, and that the whole Quran can be known from the verses of Mawlana, and the whole Quran can be known by nature. So wisdom, connection is available to us always. So reading from left to right, on the Aleph, you see the long stroke and then the two lamas. So if you think of yourself as the Aleph and straighten your spine and tilt your head to the left and cross your arms in the dervish bow, here we are making one of the names of God. I say one of the names, but it's not an exclusive name. We know that. This is the name for all gods. Whatever God means to you, and even more than that. Whoo. Whoo. So let's go. Let's travel. All right, so our next slide. Thank you so much. Oh, very quick stop. Here we are at a mosque. I'm going to say Al-Fatiha. Please join me or say whatever prayer you would like in this moment as we start our journey. And as you do, bring in all your beloveds, all your guides, anyone who helps you, anyone who you want on this journey with you, and even those who are named and unnamed. Al-Fatiha. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Amin. Let's go to the next slide. From the mosque, we are now at our hotel. Now at this point, that aleph, that beginning letter of Allah, pinpoint it inside of you somewhere. Whatever that beginning sound of God is, pinpoint it somewhere inside. And also pinpoint it, if you would like, to where we're going as well. And we're going to both the final resting place of Shams Tabriz and also to Mawlana, Jalaluddin Rumi, to just gather what baraka might be there for us and to spend a moment with them. But this is really about that inner aleph, that inner place deep inside that we hold. So here we are facing east. And in every single one of these pictures that I chose, there is the name of God in Arabic. And for this one, it's a little bit more subtle. It's actually the light. So you can see the light post being the aleph and then the bars on the light being the lams. Okay, so over in the distance, there is Shams Tabriz. Let's go to the next slide. Allahu Allah, Allahu Allah, Allahu Allah, Allahu Allah. Who? Shams means the sun. Who is your sun? What is your sun? Find that within you as well today. And with that, for a moment, let's say Ar-Rahman, the grace and the compassion that comes down and is bestowed on us like the sun, without us asking, just for a few times. Ya Rahman, 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 Ya Rahman. Amen. All right, let's go to our next place. Allahu Allah, Allahu Allah, Allahu Allah, Allahu Allah. So here is our brother. And this gate has been especially opened for us before the opening time. This is one of the entrances to where Mawlana rests. And it says right above it, Ya Hadati Mawlana. So let's go to the next slide. But as you enter the door, kiss the frame. We're crossing a threshold. Ooh. This takes my breath away. So these are disciples in the lineage resting spot. Mevlana is actually under the floor in a special place where we can't go physically, just like we can't go physically here today. And on the tapestry, we have the tulips, a sign of the Prophet Muhammad. And over to the right, there is this beautiful little step. And for true believers, if you're lucky, you get to move forward and actually put your head down on the floor on that entryway. And once you do, you're forever changed. I mean, where do you put your head down on the floor where you're forever changed? Go to that inside of you. And put your head to the ground. Ooh. And as you come up, the scent of roses, your brothers and sisters greet you. And here is a magical place where you must ask, if you dare, for what you truly want. As Mavlana says, if you ask for three spiritual things and they're three different things, you're in trouble. So ask for what you truly want here before we move to our next destination. Ooh. Next slide, please. And here we are, the Samazens. And do you see on the left side, here they are, making the sign of Allah. And then next slide, please. And here is the Sufi teacher who brought this teaching to the West, him and his family, him and his father.
We travel on the breath wherever we go. Now let's go to our friend in
Aotearoa, New Zealand.
In New Zealand, our friend Maima.
Kia ora. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honourably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond.
It was wonderful to hear the birds singing their notes. Remember the lips where the wind breath came from. Let your note be clear. Don't try to end it.
in this city of the soul. Go up on the roof at night in this city of the soul. Go up on the roof at night in this city of the soul. Go up on the roof at night in this city of the soul. Let everyone climb up on their roofs and sing their notes. Let everyone climb up on their roofs and sing their notes. Let everyone climb up on their roofs and sing their notes. Let everyone climb up on their roofs and sing their notes. Sing, sing loud, sing loud, sing loud, sing loud. Sing loud. I mean,
Ya salam, La Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Walaikum assalam. La ilaha In the
Your grief for what you've lost lifts a mirror up to where you're bravely working. Expecting the worst, you look, and instead, here's the joyful face you've been wanting to see. Your hand opens and closes and opens and closes. If it were always a fist or always stretched open, you would be paralyzed. Your deepest presence is in every small contracting and expanding, the two as beautifully balanced and coordinated as bird wings.
This poem reflects a bit about how I've been feeling this year. Last year I admired wines. This I'm wandering in the red world. Last year I gazed into the fire. This I'm a burnt kebab. Thirst drove me down to the water, where I drank the moon's reflection. Now I'm a lion staring up, totally lost, with the thing itself, with the thing itself, with the thing itself. Don't ask questions about longing. Look into my face. Soul drunk, body ruined. These two sit helpless in the wrecked wagon. Neither knows how to fix it. Neither knows how to fix it. Neither knows how do you fix this. And my heart, I'd say it was more like a donkey stuck in a mud hole, struggling and miring deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. But listen to me for one moment. Stop being sad. Hear blessings dropping their blossoms all around you. Hear blessings dropping their blossoms all around you. Hear blossoms, blessings and droppings all around you. Blessings, blessings all around you. Hear blessings dropping their blossoms all around you.
out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense.
Out beyond ideas of right and wrong, there is a field I'll meet you there, and we will let the beauty we love be what we dare. Out beyond ideas of right and wrong, there is a field I'll meet you there, and we will let the beauty we love be what we dare. Out beyond ideas of right and wrong, there is a field I'll meet you there, and we will let the beauty we love be what we dare. Let's take these songs a breath. Out beyond ideas of right and wrong, there is a field I'll meet you there, and we will let the beauty we love be what we dare.
So much beauty. I'm a little overwhelmed by it. So this is a zikr, and I'm going to invite you to move with this zikr. We're going to use the phrase La ilaha illallah, illallahu, illallahu, and then Allah, Allah, the name that contains all names. So La ilaha illallah, really embodying here this, that there is no separation. There's no separation between us. There's no separation between us and the earth. There is no separation between us and the divine. So the movements, well, I think you'll get it as I am not going to stand because I can't do that and keep connected with my microphone. But we're going to do a rocking motion and then a turning and then a rocking. And at some point, I will go to just repeating Allah. And if we were able to be together in a circle, at that point, the circle would move to the right as we sidestepped Allah. And those who felt inclined to would move into the center and would turn. And I'm not used to playing this by myself, so I really miss you all. I miss the circle. I miss Shakti on her drum and Abraham on his guitar, but I feel you all so powerfully here with me. So I'm going to put this on gallery view so I can see everybody kind of as I do this. There, that's better. Amen.
What draws you? There are two types of people on the path. Those who come against their will, the blindly religious, and those who obey out of love. The former have ulterior motives. They want the midwife near because she gives them milk. The others love the beauty of the nurse. The former memorize the proof text of conformity and repeat them. The latter disappear into whatever draws them to God.
Every war and every conflict between human beings has happened because of some disagreement about names. This is such an unnecessary foolishness because just beyond arguing, there is a long table of companionship set and waiting for us to sit down. What is praised is one. So the praise is one too. Many jugs being poured into one huge basin. All religions, all sing this song, one song. The differences are just illusion and vanity. Sunlight looks a little different on this wall than it does on this wall, and a lot different on this other wall. But it's still one light. We've borrowed these clothes, these time and space personalities from a light. And when we praise, we're pouring them back in.
We're doing a lot of pouring today. The light is pouring very, very full. This is so rich, so rich. You know, we have this line from Rumi, be melting snow, wash yourself of yourself. And I feel that today our washing includes the celebration of Sangha, of community, of the community, as Coleman says, of those seeking the open heart. And that's one way to wash ourselves of ourselves, to immerse ourselves in the beauty of the community and of the human heart as it shows up in so many extraordinary forms and different ways. This emptying of ourself, it's a lifelong project, and I feel today we have opened some beautiful doors as a circle, as a community in this emptying. I think this is what the zikr is. The zikr is the surrender, the emptying of ourself to efface ourselves in the light of the divine, the real light that really shines through us when we sing loud, or when we are burnt kebab, or all the different ways that we are transformed by life as it shines. So we sing some more zikr. Zikr is always good because it's always an opportunity to empty ourselves and to turn ourselves towards the light of the divine.
With these simple movements, we sweep the heart, circling the heart, and bring ourselves empty, rising again into the heart. Sweeping. In praise to the one, the only being. Heart
La ilaha illallah. 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 La ilaha
So put your hands on your heart. So we get closer together.
On the breath, breathing.
And everybody go on to gallery view, please, so we see each other. And let's blow this woo into each other's hearts. So you can start in one corner of your screen, and we just wish the awakened heart, we feel the awakened heart in each of us, and we just blow this woo into each other's hearts. Woo. So feel yourself receiving this. There are a lot of us here blowing to you. Letting the breath of God flow through you. Into you. Put your hands on your heart and feel your heart beating, the pulse of your life and your breath. One breath all together. And keeping on this breath, I'd like to share a prayer. It's a prayer from Anaya Khan, prayer for peace. And putting your feet on the earth, or connect to earth, being a channel for the prayer for peace for all beings. Send thy peace, beloved, which is perfect and everlasting, that our souls may radiate peace. Send thy peace, O beloved, that we may think and act harmoniously. Send thy peace, O beloved, that we may be contented and thankful for thy bountiful gifts. All beings, send thy peace, O beloved, that amidst our worldly strife we enjoy thy bliss. Send thy peace, O beloved, that our lives may become a divine vision, and in thy light all darkness may vanish. Send thy peace, O beloved, that we may endure all, tolerate all, in the thought of thy grace and mercy. Send thy peace, O beloved, our Father and our Mother, that we, thy children on earth, may all unite as one family. And Amen. Breath of God, blow that far and wide. Amen, amen, amen. We have a resident poet in our circle, and I think this is a good moment for you, Sue.
Gestation. Embraced by the silent veneer of winter, may we kindle magic in this dark womb hour. Invite belly to howl the grief of waiting, enduring, yearning, for touch, for the departed, for peace, for resolution. as we bear down, as in holy labor. May our sorrow midwife a new benevolence. In a moment's time, the stars will align in the sky with a promise of planetary illumination. May the light of this cosmic union pierce all armor of discord. As we surrender to the infinite and absolute holding of the one as one. May it be so.
May it be so.
Amen, amen, amen. So, you know, when Abraham and I first were learning these dances, there weren't so many. And we always, every meeting that I remember, ended with this beautiful dance.
But before we do it, I want to tell a story of this dance and a very early manifestation. The year is 1972. And
before some of you were born.
And
yay for the future generations, 7 generations on, may this continue.
And the Mevlevi Sheikh, who was referenced earlier by Rahima, Suleiman Dedi, this magnificent lineage holder whose roots go back to Mevlana, Jalaluddin Rumi, and who has really been an incredible force for the opening of this stream of Mevlana to the whole world. He came to New York City with a group of, he came on a cultural visa. Somehow the State Department wouldn't let him in as a teaching scholar, teaching religious, but it was a presentation from a cultural perspective.
It was because in Turkey the tekkes were closed.
That's right.
It was
it
illegal
was for his protection.
And so the only way he could leave
yeah.
Turkey was on a tourist as an entertainment visa.
So he brought a whole bunch of dervishes with him, and they shared their zikr, and then they came back to a small apartment in New York City, who happened to be owned by a friend of ours, Shems Ira Friedlander, and came
his wife Barbara.
And we happened to be there. Halim and I were just meeting at that time. Really, it was 1972, and Suleiman Dedi was very refined, but all the people were just standing around. It was a little bit like a cocktail party. There were hors d'oeuvres. There were all the people from Turkey were smoking cigarettes, and then suddenly,
and coffee,
but without any obvious sign to me, we all were standing in a circle very close and making zikr. And he took us all right into zikr, right in this apartment. And this is very intense, a tremendously deep, genuine zikr. And then there was a sign, I don't know, I didn't see it, but suddenly we stopped. And suddenly the cigarettes got picked up and the coffee, and it was a whole nother, and then this happened again. And we went back into the zikr, and then we came back out. And at this point, we were astonished, Halim and I, but we turned to the sheikh, and I said to him, you know, our teacher has given us a zikr practice that we would love to share with you. And he, through a translator, said he didn't know that the zikr phrase was being practiced in America with devotion, and so there were a few of us there. Iqbal was there, and Halim and myself, a few other people, and then
So he asked.
We introduced the zikr, and we introduced this dance, the kalama dance, and during the dance, the sheikh turned, a very, very, very beautiful, slow turn. And
there were about 6 of us who knew this, and all the other Turkish dervishes were surrounding us, and there was this little circle with Suleiman Dedi in the center. And so we did the kalima.
And then he came to us. He turned and he was crying.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful older man, very refined, and there were tears. And he said, "This is a blessing that I never expected to see this and feel this." And years later, he sent his son to America, Jalaluddin Loris, and who connected up with the Rouhaniyat and our family in California, and established the turn. And most of the Semazens in America have been trained in one way or another through the lineage of Suleiman Dedi and his son Jalaluddin. Anyway, it's just a little piece of.
When his son turned 21, he gave him a one-way ticket
to
the U.S. and said, "Take it to the U.S." What a present for all of us. So this we're going to close with the kalima. And you could go on gallery view again, because we all know this. Breathing out. light of all the prophets into your being, all the prophetesses, all those beings who've come before and live in the present of their messages of eternal. We hear it in poems and music, in art, in flowers, in the food we cook, in all that nourishes us. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha This breath is the one that counts. So let's, I want great gratitude for everybody, for participating, for sharing, for opening your heart to being together, to sending peace around the earth. You know, may we continue to, you know, generate good medicine and wherever we are.
Gratitude for you for showing up with your open heart and contributing your energy to this unfolding circle of openness that is us.
Yeah. So let's dedicate. So if you're not on gallery, go to gallery so we all see each other. And yeah, so
may all beings be well. May all beings be happy. Peace, peace, peace.
keep that light shining.